Okay, welcome back.
Follow my lead.
My Let's Play of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, the Alpha. We're meant to go speak with the liege of this outpost, but we kind of just keep messing about. We pretty much purposefully failed a quest just to get into a big brawl.
I'll lay claim to this.
And that, you know, normally I don't do stuff like that, but you know, normally I don't play alphas either. So we're just kind of messing about and seeing what we can get up to and all that sort of stuff. I'm not really trying to play this that much as if I were playing the full game. And as usual, you know, I am more of like a combat-oriented gamer. So the combat is what really interests me for this alpha. Because like the quests and the storytelling, the dialogue, I know that's all going to be pretty top-notch. You know, it's just what is what you come to expect from Owlcat. But the combat is like the fresh, big new thing that's a lot different.
This explorer tool is blessed with multifunctionality.
None.
The instigators. The buzzing crowd is closed in on several harried-looking people. Some of their faces are smeared with fresh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt. A massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What were they thinking letting that ship dock at footfall? They're all stricken. No cutting. We get their blood on us, we'll be tainted too. Better burn them. Be quiet, you scoundrel. A priest, clad in a simple black raiment and wielding a staff, cuts through the crowd like a battleship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance to think you have the right. Argenta starts at the sight of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he decided to intervene in a street squabble. What's going on here? Several dozen gazes bore into you. And who are you supposed to be? We did kind of want to be incognito, but I could kind of... A concerned citizen, an armed one. I suggest you think well before giving me lip. The rabble-rouser gives you an appraising look. You've got a point there. I wonder if you can back it up. Silence! The priest, who has remained silent up to now, raises his staff. You must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted sinners who think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. And what's so wrong about that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics. The haggard man is on the verge of tears. We're refugees. I swear it on the golden throne. We served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield the lands of humanity from nightmares? Traitors! Traitors and heretics, the lot of them! Ooh, a murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you, at the priest, at the wretched group huddling in the center. How tiring. The motley sea of colors that fills this restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow streaks of fear, their red buds swelling, ready to burst and paint all who are gathered here. Cassia looks at the crowd of troublemakers wearily, and they shudder at the very sight of her. As for the hearts of those who have been forced to defend themselves, they are shrouded in purplish-black grief, but their words are as transparent as the ice that lies at the top of a glacier. But commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me, rogue trader. So I have plus 45 coercion. which gives me a 65% chance of passing a coercion 20 test. I think I just fundamentally don't understand how the skill checks work. It's a DC of 20, but I have a plus 45. What does that mean? Surely those numbers don't directly correlate, otherwise I'd have like 140% chance to succeed. No, I'd have like a 200 and some percent chance to succeed. What is the dice roll that's occurring? I would assume... actually, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's a 65% chance. I mean, that's all I really need to know. But, yeah. Alright, all onlookers are to return to their homes immediately. The refugees can go to Dock Alpha Row. I'll speak to you later. Comply or face the consequences. Oh, failed. So I rolled a 79. Okay, now this makes it even more confusing. So it adds the DC to my skill value? And I need to roll under it on a D100. That's what it is. Oh, okay. No, now it's cleared up. So you want a high skill value, obviously. It adds the DC. So the lower the DC, the harder it is. Because if it was a 50 difficulty class, then I would have like a 95% chance to succeed. It's a weird, archaic way of doing things. I mean, yeah, again, it's like they're not just inventing a new RPG system for this game. They're clearly using an old ass system. And that's fine theoretically. You know. But yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to, especially coming from one of the Pathfinder games, which is a D20 system. But okay, so we failed. And what makes you think we'll listen to you? Maybe you're one of them, here to help out your heretic buddies, huh? You better stay out of this or we'll get you too. And you, Reverend, you can look away or whatever while we handle this. I hope you don't plan on letting this insult to your house slide. Abelard is glaring at the crowd before you, furious. You would dare oppose me? Seeing that the crowd's attention is distracted, the refugees from Kiava Gamma make a run for the docks. We're just trying to get into a fight with everybody, basically. Go on then, wreak your depravity. The Emperor already sees all the rot and baseness that reign in your souls, and I place my hopes in his judgment. Yeah, well, the shoddy's coming out to play.
With fire and vigor, our Emperor, imbue us!
Yeah! What a rush!
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I will do my job. Indeed.
That's fine. Jesus, dude.
Abelard.
Was that a good plan? Were you happy with that plan?
Will do.
Oh god, it's good. Very good stuff. Alright, we want to clear up. I don't want to shoot my buddies.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh, okay. That's fine. We'll just swing. Use that chainsaw a little bit.
Suits my purposes.
Oh, parried.
That's gotta hurt.
Dude, do you not know how bullets work?
Request approved. The analysis.
Yeah, that's good.
Already done.
It's so satisfying. Alright.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Doubt is for the weak.
Miss. Do I really want to give him a shot?
I need targets, not guidance. As the Emperor commands, I...
Yeah, alright. That's fine. It's all fine.
It will be done.
Now here we're full healing after each fight. I wonder if that's just how it is.
Victory awaits.
What happened to Hieronymus?
A new challenge for me.
We just go in? I want to find Hieronymus. He probably wasn't pleased with my decision, but I'm not really clear. The sight of this cogitator would be enough to break any tech priest's heart. The machine is leaning slightly to one side, grimy, covered in scrawled drawings, with frivolous writing scratched here and there on the casing. Several keys are missing, and the rest are coated with dust. Pascal's respirator lets out a mournful hiss before he says grimly, "The right of operation has been repeatedly and blasphemously violated, requesting the identification and punishment of the sinful acolyte entrusted with caring for the spirit of this machine." Let's try to repair the cogitator. So we have tech use of 80, DC 20, that's 100% chance. After a series of creaks and groans, the cogitator's dusty screen lights up. On it are several lines of text, section headings. Praise the Omniscience. The machine spirit of this cogitator is aggrieved but willing to serve. Accompanied by the crackling of a binary prayer, Pascal's mechadendrites gently place a couple of keys lying on the floor back into place. In the name of the founder of Footfall Station, conqueror of stars, builder of outposts, the noblest rogue trader Parsimus Dwayne, and on behalf of all his descendants, I welcome you. This cogitator was installed on the order of the illustrious Parsimus so that the needy may tap into the flow of his wisdom. Cast your eyes upon the list of sections and choose what you wish to know. Parsimus Dwayne. I've never heard of such a rogue trader house. Whoever this Parsimus was, he sure thought big. Lord Captain Parsimus Dwayne, one of the trailblazers of the Coronis and this station's founder. I've read about his great deeds. Lord Dwayne was once a colonel of the Astra Militarum, but by his will later inherited a warrant. He accumulated enough power to gather a small fleet of loyal allies and venture out to conquer the Coronis expanse. They say Footfall was meant to be his personal palace world, but the construction dragged on for decades, and Lord Parsimus eventually died of old age. His enemies instantly tore Footfall to pieces and turned it into the bastion of humanity we know today, one that is full of bandits, privateers, hustlers, and rogue traders. Pleased with herself, Cassia nods slightly to let everyone know that the lecture is over. Footfall Station has been envisioned by the great Parsimus Dwayne as a palace in the stars, as majestic as the spirit and mind of its creator. As of the year of this cogitator's installation, merely a small fraction of the great Parsimus's designs have yet been made a reality, but already their audacity and grandeur are staggering. Footfall is to become the gateway to the savage and barely explored Coronis expanse, a foothold for future conquest by the Imperium and the noble Parsimus Dwayne, who acts by the Emperor's will. The cogitator wheezes and blinks, clearly trying to shut down. Okay. DC 0 is just 80%. Yep, okay, good. One of the first structures on Footfall was the colossal statue of the Emperor. A whole asteroid was used for the creation of this sculpture, but even its titanic proportions cannot convey the awe that every faithful servant of the Imperium feels before the Master. The statue is the center of Footfall in the same way that the Emperor is the center and heart of the Imperium. As construction progresses, new, smaller asteroids are being attached to the statue, their surface serving as a foundation for glorious palaces and temples, and their inner tunnels as home for the commoners and rabble. The great Parsimus Dwayne intends to conquer the Coronis expanse and build the most grandiose structure, which will shine through the ages, praising the names of its creator and his descendants. Footfall, the palace in the stars. The glory of the great Parsimus's deeds will live on throughout the ages, and his grand designs... The cogitator hisses and grunts as it tries to clean its insides by spewing out dust and detritus through its cracks. Cogitator hisses for a while, then the screen flickers and once more shows the word, the great Parsimus Dwayne intends to conquer. Pascal's Vox wheezes mournfully. The spirit of this machine is enraged and will perform its function no more. I will see to it that the profaners responsible for its maintenance are marked for servo penance. Okay.
Excellence matters.
The man with a face so drawn it appears to be made of nothing but skin and bone fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes on you. The priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments, and they do nothing to mask his unhealthy gauntness. In a cracked voice, he says, "The Emperor protects, my daughter." The Emperor protects, father. But he protects only those who are pure of heart. Do you think yourself one of them, my daughter? And you must be the young Von Valancius. That name carries weight, and it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many a sin. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry them onward, picking them along the way like ripe fruit and savoring their sweet poison? Alright. I put my faith in the Emperor. Aha. Well, then be twice as diligent, for this sector will seize any chance to test your faith. He looks at Argenta, who's standing nearby. Greetings, sister. I congratulate you on your return. Was your pilgrimage fruitful? It was. Reverend, let it be known to you that Theodora von Valancius' ship was attacked by servants of arch-enemy, a malign metaphysical force comprised of psychic energy that exists in an alternate dimension, who appall the heart of any righteous soul. And not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled, and more than that, their blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and help protect the Von Valancius dynasty from the forces of chaos. I therefore ask you to relieve me of my duties as a guardian of the Footfall Reliquary. I second this plea. Sister Argenta stood by my side during the assault on the ship, and I could use her assistance going forward. I cannot oppose the will of a righteous heart that wishes to bring its wrath upon the servants of arch-enemy. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The Footfall Reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution, as it was in all the years preceding your arrival. I know what it is that calls you to follow the rogue trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day, or perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But before you start on a path toward your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most dispossessed people on Footfall. They've brought me troubling news from Footfall's shadow quarters. In the darkest corners, where the Liege's guards do not venture, taint has taken root. Footfall is consumed by sin, but even here, true heresy, serving the archenemy, is a rarity. The cultists who now dwell in the shadow quarters mark their abodes with a sun inscribed in blue and gold, and perform strange rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing these reports to be rumors, but I well know that evil lurks all around us, and I wish to see retribution. We will verify this rumor, Reverend Hieronymus. With great pleasure. I almost wish for the rumor to be true. My heart yearns to battle some heretics. This is where I bid you goodbye, sister. Noble rogue trader. Is there more you wish to ask me about? Is it true that Pirate Den's Bellardo was your parishioner and that he endowed the Drusians with donations? It is. Over the course of his life, that reprobate had burdened his soul with many vile and egregious sins. His confessions were akin to a grand catechism, listing humankind's imminent vices and enormities. It was all the more painful for him to realize that, of all the heinous acts he had committed, not one had been forgotten by the Emperor. Den's Bellardo was afraid of death, and that which would await him after. He hoped to atone for his misdeeds, yearned to convince, if not the Emperor, then himself, at least, that he had been more than a conscious speck of malignant mold his entire life. Everyone deserves a chance at redemption. And it is true for sinners above all others. The greater the transgression, the more miraculous and wondrous the repentance. Okay. So there's heretics afoot, of course. Of course. Let's see here. Okay, so we need to get to the shadow quarters. Am I...
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I'm in the atrium.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Shadow quarters. Yes, we must hunt the heretics. Playing a 40k tabletop RPG is kind of tricky. We did. I mentioned that I had played a little Wrath and Glory, but we had also done I'd played in a 40k campaign using Stars Without Number as the system, and it was cool. We were it was kind of a rogue trader deal. I think we were part of a rogue trader's entourage, and I played sort of an inquisitor in training. And it was cool, but the thing was, I was the only person in the group that really knew anything about 40k, and it's a very established setting, so that's the thing. When you play in an established setting, if someone says or does something that is just really counter to how things would work, the person that knows about the setting is gonna say something, because it's just it's incorrect. We're in this specific setting, and especially when the DM is not that knowledgeable about the setting. I think he was very kind of unclear on the status of psychers in 40k. And so he had like a character that just like freely admitted to using psychic abilities. And, you know, me as like an inquisitor in training, like I pounced on that shit. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you're fucking admitting to using psychic abilities against the law. Of course, so that I'm gonna have to, you know, take you in or just execute you. And obviously that was not what the DM had in mind, but it's like, well, you know. So Spoonie in his like Counter Monkey series a long time ago, he had a whole video talking about playing in like an established setting. So it's been a problem for many different RPG games over many years. Rogue Trader, I would like to remind you about Reverend Hieronymus's request. He asked us to search for a potential cultist den in Footfall's Shadow Quarters. You seem weighed down by something. What? No. Apologies, Rogue Trader. Being here on Footfall is difficult for me. It's a minor personal weakness, but I'm ready to fight as ever. As ready to fight as ever. It will have no effect on my combat skills. If something is troubling you, tell me. Perhaps I can help. I suppose I could share it with you, but the tale will be long and I will start from the beginning. Okay, we're gonna save this for when I actually play through the game. Let's keep moving.
Attention to detail is the key
None
to
shall
success.
stand in my way.
Oh, here's the rising sun symbol. There's another one.
We should deal with this.
Follow the path.
What's that?
Victory awaits.
Is it pointing this way? Yes, it is.
Halt! I noticed something.
Over there.
Oh, fuck.
It's about time.
Okay.
Attention to detail is the
A
key
new
to success.
challenge for me.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
We need to investigate. Follow my lead.
We should deal with this.
Nothing escapes my sight. Right there.
Little trap. So this one I can't... Oh, there it is. Okay.
Shall stand in my way.
There's nothing back there. I don't know why I bothered.
Something of interest.
Here we go. Time to settle some accounts.
Cast your eye there.
Should I divine our next step? Ugh, damn it!
Ow, 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 ow.
I dare not provoke the whispers.
Well, you shouldn't have failed.
Pay attention.
God damn it. Smells like heresy. Oh boy. Demons. Yes, that is the correct answer.
Prize of mercy.
A pink horror. The veil thickness value. I don't know what exactly that is. Ah! Okay. Oh boy. That's not good for anybody.
Emperor, give me strength. I am a navigator, not a servitor. Witness the fury of House Orselio. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Was that you?
Fuck!
Or
Don't be missing.
No! These ruby...
Shit. Destroying cover.
The old Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Bring out the grenades, man.
Cogitation failed.
Oh boy.
Running binary override.
Emperor, deliver us! You don't frighten me!
It's bad.
Victory is imminent. It will be done. At your beck and call.
Good.
It will be done.
High momentum.
Okay, I mean, I have lightning arc. We could do lightning arc heroic push. But the problem is they're kind of pretty spread. Like, it won't even jump between these two. So I don't think that's really an option. I could do psychic shriek. Really like to kill the psychic pink horror.
But of course.
Let's go with that.
Anything else?
Okay. Boy. Is the shotgun the right option here? There's no good spot to stay in.
nothing I can't do.
Great. Left us completely exposed.
I am fear incarnate!
Okay, parried. Perfect. Now, am I going to get opt? Probably.
Step aside. The navigator is
Okay.
coming.
Fuck.
If I may, I see you got
Good.
crimson. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Beautiful. Oh god, 2 blue horrors came out.
In the name of House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
I've suffered well.
Yeah, that sucks.
Running binaric override. Activate calculated fury algorithm. My vow is to serve.
Oh, beautiful. Except now we got all this shit in our face. Shit in my face. %21% chance to hit. That's pretty miserable.
Request denied.
Unavailable. Okay. I don't know. Can't really do much of anything. I guess I can just take a shot.
Binaric override.
Alright, you never know. Oh, I don't know what happened.
The scriptural prognosis is
Choke on D's nuts. Oh!
the Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
I'd rather not. I've seen worse battles than this in my time. I will do my duty. It will be done.
Cover me!
May as well do a precise shot. Nope. Can I shove a shotgun up his ass?
All too easy.
Yes.
One.
There you go. Perfect.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Oh. Okay, there you have it. Job done. Argenta rushes to the last living cultist and silently, furiously punches him in the face. Blaspheming heretic! Who are you praying to? I know those words that call to a lord. Argenta doesn't get to finish. The cultist, having dropped to his knees, interrupts her with grating, rasping laughter. Of course you know them. I recognize you too, lackey to the corpse on the throne. Haven't you already experienced the power of the true God? Didn't you flee from us shedding tears? Argenta recoils as if from a blow, but then steps forward, grabs the cultist by the scruff of his neck, and makes him look into her eyes, burning like embers. I am one of the Adeptus Sororitas, and I have never, not once in my life, fled from heretics and betrayers of humankind. Can't you see he's trying to get under your skin? Idira mutters. I bet he wants a quick bullet to the head instead of a bonfire. Smells of a dark future, like a noose around the neck. Argenta, wait. The heretic must be interrogated. What do you want to know, servants of the corpse emperor? The names of my brethren? How many of us there are? Where we are? I'll tell you myself. We are myriad, and we are everywhere. Soon, very soon, you will hear our voices, and when you hear them at your back, So close you can feel our breath. Then you will know the power of the true God. Just how many of you vermin are there? First Reich had Minoris, now here. Pascal pulls a number of instruments out of his robe. You would bet your life that the purpose of these items isn't to disassemble machines. He says casually, should you encounter difficulties during the information extraction process, I would recommend precise targeting of ganglia. The cultist chuckles arrogantly, but pales and looks away from Pascal's calm gaze. How do you know Argenta? Have you seen her on Footfall before? Not on Footfall. In another place. She flew right in, like a bird into a snare. Argenta is staring at the cultist, her eyes wide. As if against her will, she whispers two words. Salus Prime. Argenta, what is he talking about? She snaps out of it, as if emerging from a reverie. A planet, a place, it doesn't matter. I know these heretics. I fought them and was gravely wounded, but I swear I never turned from them and ran. If you truly have seen me on Salus Prime, someone among you must know a way to get there. You have your own ship, a navigator. Answer me. Ships and maps, roads and doors, we have them all. But our paths are not for you. The true God spins his web, and you are but a fly caught in it. But where is the spider? I need something more coherent. Rogue Trader, we won't get anything from this madman. As for my part in the story, I will tell it, but not here, not in his presence. Who or what is this true God you keep mentioning? You will know in time. End him. You can kill me, servants of the Corpse Emperor, but you can't stop the victory of the true God. The edge of daybreak is nigh, and the hour of his triumph approaches. That's it. We fulfilled Reverend Hieronymus's request, which means I am now free. I can continue my travels with you, Rogue Trader. Before we leave this den, let us round up what remains of the blasphemers. I would like to cleanse this place with purified flame, but perhaps we can find clues that might tell us where these heretics came from, or if they have any more associates. We need to talk, but it can wait. Let's meet on the ship when it's time to depart Footfall.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Well, that was certainly pretty bloody. Stub carbine. 3 penetration.
I am at your service.
How may I serve the dynasty?
The Emperor sets my path.
So it's actually higher penetration than a bolter. Yeah, I don't think it's better than a bolter, though.
I guide humanity between the stars.
And I don't think it's better than a marksman rifle. So... yeah. Kinda just nothing.
What advice do you seek?
Ready for dating, but
Yeah, alright. Nothing really worth talking about.
So shall it be.
It's about time.
my success is an irrefutable certainty.
Melt a charge. Pack of reagents. Increases damage of all burning, poison, or bleeding effects applied by the wearer by +2.
I'll lay claim to the stars. Victory awaits!
Clearly there's more stuff back there. Right?
For me.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just decorative.
Weakness.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I was really supposed to find here as far as clues are concerned. Sure. Okay, should we go talk to the liege?
Follow my lead.
What's going on over here? Greetings, ma'am. What brings you here? Did you want to watch us break our backs out here, huh? Footfall Utility Crew 3 is happy to be working for the good of the denizens and guests of the station. What are you doing? Just burning rats, and some trash, and some parasites of other sorts. The district's under quarantine, you see. Got hit by something nasty. A disease. Or maybe it isn't a disease, just some bugs and worms that crawled out of some ship or other. It is a bit odd that it happened here and not at the docks, I'll grant you. Things like that usually start there. They even spray the place with some gunk to kill all the bugs and worms. But I guess something slipped through. 2 families in that block way over there snuffed it. And the liege wasted no time getting the district surrounded so that nobody could leave. So you don't know exactly what happened in the district? Disease, bugs, or something else? No, we don't. And we don't want to find out. If something nasty's cropped up, the right move is to contain it and kill it with fire. Not go in to see what it is and why it's there. How exactly did the victims die? And yes, the game is lagging hardcore right now. Who knows? They found them in their hovels already dead. Blue sores on their bodies and they stank something awful. Which is why the lot that found them didn't even risk looting the corpses. Good on them, I guess. Doesn't mean we let them out, of course. What measures have been taken to deal with the problem? You're looking at them. We stand here, burn the foulness, and we've got people standing guard so that no one escapes. Put some mines down, and a whole load of them, for the same reasons. The water, the sewers, all blocked off to stop any communications getting out. The air's open, I suppose, but the foulness doesn't seem to be airborne. There haven't been any strange deaths outside the district. Are the people trapped in the quarantine zone being provided with aid of any kind? Of course not. I mean, I heard Reverend Hieronymus has been praying for their souls, which sounded more like retribution fell upon them, and rightly so. That's the most they can hope for. I wish to enter the quarantine zone. Of course I do. No dice. Not gonna happen. We're letting no one in. I'm telling you right now, bribes and intimidation won't work on me, so don't even try. You can file a petition with the liege if you're so desperate, but my advice to you would be to go on your merry way. The void's got plenty of nasty, dangerous holes. You don't have to die in this one in particular. You'll go in and die, and that means I'll have more corpses to burn. It's weird, right? Like, Warhammer 40k is not really a type of setting where you have these really, like, selfless characters that want to go out of their way to save innocent lives and stuff. Like, it's just... No one would really... I mean, that's not entirely true. There are certain characters like that, but they don't tend to live very long.
None shall stand in my way.
Wonder how I'm gonna get in there. I guess asking the liege is probably the only way.
A new challenge for me.
But usually there would be a way to, like, slip in, you know?
I won't tolerate weakness.
Yeah, I mean, probably a moot point until I at least go talk to the liege.
Follow my lead.
Yeah. Load times are no joke. Okay, here we go.
Victory awaits.
Ladeum Tokara the Liege. Look at him. My patience. You remember the way out. Dismissed. Vladeum. What Ozzy put such harsh words into your mouth? You talk like you're an imperial clerk, not one of us. The woman who is standing with her back to you lets out an ostentatious sigh, then her tone changes dramatically. Where's my cargo, Vladeum? Falco has it, doesn't he? So that's how you do business with your old friends these days. So you don't remember, and then the help will remind you. Guards, escort her out. Idari, move. Jay, get going while he's letting you. Go drown your sorrows with the Amacius, and thank your lucky stars you were able to walk out the door. You won't get the chance next time. First an insult and now threats. I see courtesy and tact are no longer a valued commodity on footfall. Oh well, I'll find myself a better deal. She turns on her heels and heads towards the exit. As she passes you by, she gives you a quick once-over, winks at you, then immediately turns away with a flip of her jet black hair. Vladeum Tokara, Liege of Footfall. Let us please proceed to my office. A spread befitting a visitor of your rank is waiting. Your entourage will be accommodated nearby. Certainly, let's go. Please follow me. Well, giving up all my shit. While you are engaged in small talk, you get a chance to take the measure of Liege Tokara. His expression is aloof and focused, his gestures curt and firm, and his speech calm and quiet, as though he is used to people always listening to what he says. Judging by his observant gaze, he's been studying you in turn this whole time. Vladeum straightens in his chair and says in a polite but completely indifferent tone, "Let's talk business. On behalf of the elite of Footfall Station, I offer you my condolences, Lady Von Valancius. We mourn Lady Theodora's loss, and we hope this sentiment is taken as a sign of our good intentions and willingness to cooperate." Thank you, Liege. A terrible loss for all of us. I hope that under your guidance, the dynasty can recover from this blow and attain even greater power. I am impressed by your prudence. Your decision to arrive on Footfall incognito without announcing either the death of the previous rogue trader or your own status. It was quite wise. The rumors will spread sooner or later. It's impossible to keep secret something that's known to the thousands of people serving on a void ship. But for now, you are free to reap the benefits of anonymity. As you may have noticed, Footfall is currently in a state of crisis. Its people would benefit from the patronage of a figure such as yourself. Who was that woman? Well, now, I was attacked right at the docks. An outrageous stunt, a show of disrespect for both you and me. Sadly, such incidents on Footfall are akin to natural disasters. Impossible to predict or preempt, they simply happen. Many consider Footfall to be a pirate den, but believe me when I say that there is a difference between organized crime and gangs of thugs who have nothing to lose. You were attacked by the latter. The Anvers are a gang of punks who spit on our customs and hierarchy. Even their leader is more akin to an ideologue, a rabble-rouser who shouts, go on, not a commander. Sooner or later, we will find him and have him strung up. That will likely cool his followers' fervor. Behind the carefully built facade of composure, you sense anger. It appears that this man is not used to losing control, but that is exactly what is happening. I would like to know more about the Anvers gang. How come they haven't yet been dealt with? I've been using all my resources to delay the moment when the station is hit by famine. I haven't gotten around to the Anvers yet. As detrimental as they are, they're no players. Their leader is more of a troublemaker than a gang leader with a plan and ambitions. They don't issue orders, they merely incite slaughter and robberies. When that void rat dies, the rest will scatter. I'm sorry for the loss of your assistant. What? Oh, that. Yes, her death was a regrettable development. Who was that woman the guards threw out? A dead woman walking. Some, however, still call her Jay Haydari, a small-time hustler with big ambitions that will lead her to a sticky end. It's strange. A small-time hustler, even a particularly audacious one, wouldn't likely quarrel in public with a figure as important as the Liege of Footfall. What seems stranger still is that the Liege knows this small fry by name. She is irrelevant. Since I'm the one in control of the situation on Footfall, I can speak on behalf of all of its noteworthy residents. What's the situation in the region? Troubling. The Xenos raids are growing more frequent, trade is suffering, and fringe worlds are going under. Rumors of atrocities being committed by enemies of humanity are causing excessive panic due to their exotic nature. The core of the Imperium forces in the Coronis Expanse has departed for the sector's borders to combat the Xenos threat. There's been no word from them for a while now. Then again, with the distance and the current issues with astropaths, that is not entirely out of the ordinary. Still, we are not yet alone. From several of the worlds hit by Xenos attacks, we've received reports of fierce warriors who descended from the sky and entered the fray. The fragmentary accounts lead me to believe that the blessed Adeptus Astartes are operating in the Coronis Expanse, and I await news of their victories with great anticipation. Have there been any Xenos attacks on Footfall? No, there haven't. Attacking Footfall in general is not a particularly reasonable thing to do. Many ships are docked here at any given time, and should any problems arise, we will simply load ourselves onto them and disappear, leaving the invaders with nothing but barren rock. For us here, Xenos are more of a source of income than a threat. Yeah, good in 40k is kind of more relative than, say, like Wrath of the Righteous was. Would a good rogue trader think... I get they would adhere, well, I mean, a lawful rogue trader would, of course, adhere to the Imperial guidelines here. You should consider your words more carefully. An admission like that sounds dangerously close to heresy. I hear you. You must have misunderstood. What I meant was, loyal servants of the Emperor often trade their spoils here on Footfall, including those claimed in battles with other worldly beasts. Any other forms of interaction with Xenos are, of course, persecuted without mercy. What sort of patronage do you seek from me? Protection. Not military protection, but a different kind of security. You have, of course, already encountered difficulties with warp navigation on your way here. I'm afraid the scope of these difficulties extends far beyond this area. Reports of disrupted routes and ships vanishing during short jumps are coming in from across the entire sector. Communication with the Calixis sector has been extremely unstable. Of the ships that have dived into the Maw in recent years, none have yet returned. The visits we've had from the other side have also been suspiciously few in number. The last ship that came through the Maw was struck by a temporal anomaly. The jump took almost 2 decades in real space-time. Officers from Port Wander, where you still have contacts from your days in the Navy, often talked about the whims of the Maw, the only route from the Imperium to the Coronis Expanse. Warp storms would at times seal this sole available path for years, and so it is impossible to predict how long this new crisis might last. And this brings us to our main issue. Footfall is a repair shipyard and a trading post. We barely produce anything ourselves and are largely dependent on incoming shipments, especially food shipments. The station naturally has some reserves, but the supply issues didn't start yesterday. Footfall would be obliged if House von Valancius would assist us by signing a contract for food deliveries. I can't be the only one you've asked for help. Naturally, I tried contacting other rogue traders, but the terms of House Corda would have bled Footfall dry, and as for the esteemed Caligos Winterscale, instead of a food shipment from him, I received a transport, the Navica, packed with refugees. I had to send them off to Foulstone. So many extra mouths to feed would have only worsened the crisis further. I suppose all these warp fluctuations must have created more pressing concerns for Lord Winterscale, and so I put my faith in you, the third and last of Footfall's allies. So Footfall's cut off from all of its shipments, the local gangs are running wild, and the local hustlers are throwing tantrums in your residence. Are you positive you're in control of the situation? You are very perceptive. Well, now you know what you're buying. The situation is difficult, but should you decide to offer your support, you'll forget about the existence of trading hubs other than Footfall, because you won't have more loyal friends anywhere else. So what are the terms of this deal? It's simple. Delivery of food shipments from your fertile worlds. Janus, I imagine. I'm quite familiar with that jewel of the von Valancius Empire, in exchange for fair payment. Very well. I will help you with food shipments. I am immensely obliged, your ladyship. I assume you're going to need time to get the shipments up and running. I can wait. On my end, I promise you complete cooperation with your endeavors. What is happening in the Shadow Quarters? Why is there a quarantine? Oh, that. Who knows? It could be an actual epidemic, or perhaps the two families that started it all just came down with food poisoning at the same time. We're on a space station. The best solution here is to isolate the area and wait for the problem to resolve itself. I've been told that when the previous liege was faced with a similar situation, he ordered that the entire asteroid be detached and dropped into the star. Yes, he did, and what a senseless decision it was. There are more reliable ways of disinfecting an area without having to lose a whole asteroid. That maneuver of his destabilized the station's integrity, and the consequences of that were still being felt up until I became liege. When I entered office, I had to negotiate with the tech priest to make necessary repairs, and it cost me a preposterous amount of money and resources. You could have at least supplied the people trapped in the quarantine zone with food and water. I could have, but I'm certainly not going to. I wouldn't even under normal circumstances, and with the threat of famine hanging over the station and our prospects so unclear, well... I wish to help the people in the quarantine zone. I will have medicine delivered to them from my ship. I can't bar you from doing so, but I can't help but note that it's not the wisest course of action. With all due respect, your ladyship. Okay. We can trade with them. An elite chain sword. Heavy xeno mesh. Splinter pistols, serrated greatsword. Armored body glove, Death World origin. Cool. So, yeah, it's still not exactly clear on how this system works. RP is maybe reputation? Because this is all locked behind numbers of reputation. I don't know how to sell stuff. It says this is worth 10 PF, but then you can't. I don't know. I have no idea. And it's a moot. I mean, we don't really need to buy anything ever, but. Huh.
None.
Okay.
Shall stand in
Well,
my way.
I'm sure he's got plenty of tricks up his sleeve that we're gonna just fall into by virtue of being just a lawful good person. But you know, that's how it always goes. For now, my name is Mangg. Game watching has been Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.